Time's up. Let's do this.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am Babael and I'm bringing you a game between PKG.Storm and iMpunity on EGTV. So this is going to be a bit of a replay cast between PKG.Storm and iMpunity. Both of these teams are from Singapore. I'm going to bring you some insights here from the C scene. And of course, both of these teams have played before in a tournament back in June. And effectively, iMpunity did win that series and they won also the entire tournament and finished in first place. PKG.Storm did finish in third place. Of course, I might be wrong there. Some information might just elude me a little bit. But before we go on, we're going to introduce both these teams as well as players. On Team Glory, which is on the green side, we have Shank being played by PKG Cartel. We have Storm being played by PKG Bota Baby, and Xander is going to be playing as Moxie. Asura onto my favorite ace, and Luminous is going to be playing as the ace. As the Ray. And on Team Valor, we have Team iMpunity, Maisaki onto the Rook, Chak playing as the Vex, Nagi Jr. onto Ray, and Trinity playing as Bo, Alas Benalis, Oni playing as Milady. And it really is a pretty interesting position for both of these teams to be in. Oni actually opting for a YOLO boot straight up. And that is also going to mean that I'm gonna expect some roam coming up from this Milady. We also will see some good ganks with Bo all the way at the top lane. It's kind of known through the entire tournament in June that Oni and Trinity, they had some good synergy going on so far, and I'd like to see that in this game. That said, I've also heard somewhere from some admin that PKG.Storm did improve over some time here, and over June, from the 5th of June all the way to August, they've been training. So I'm also keen to see if any of that training has been materialized here into real consistent results. And both of these teams do not know this game will be streamed live and casted by me, so do forgive them if they are not performing up to standard. That said, mid lane check with Nagi Jr. going to be here. Vex might want to be a little bit more careful. There's a lot of extra burst and DPS coming up from Zen as well as Bota Baby. That's going to be Storm's Crystal Shot and Zen with Ball Lightning and Z-Zap there. A lot of extra damage from both of those skills, in fact. And now top lane is going to have a lot of jam-pack action because Trinity is going to be here, and I've known him from a lot of the old games before, and I know he's a very aggressive player. So with a support right there, okay, there is no real support in this game, Strife. That's the one thing they like to sort out here instantaneously. Oni is playing as a utility base here, which is pretty okay. But hold that thought because Shank here down south is going to get a little bit gang here from Maisaki. And now back to top lane. Immediately we see Asura jumping into Avalanche, and Trinity also going to use the Inner Ranger just to return some damage. And like I said, aggression plays here coming up from Trinity, and really it is just gonna be able to just materialize a little bit. He does have some form of good potions. I think he just popped one there. And Bo effectively does have 350 movement speed. Milady is at 386 as well. So some good synergy there. Meanwhile, mid lane Nagi Jr. here, Ray is just gonna get harassed from Moxie. Now I don't really like this laning strategy coming from iMpunity because you have some good synergy in terms of nukes in the mid lane, but really you cannot expect to win against Moxie. Top lane seems pretty fine for me. It's okay. I actually kind of prefer if Trinity and Oni was at mid lane, but here comes the jump from Asura on the Oni. Hold that thought. Also, we're gonna have a little bit of a Dark Storm, and effectively there goes the Golden Gate, and Asura, man, he doesn't know. He's completely locked down there. There is no retreat behind the weeds there. Trinity gonna snag up the kill. Oni's gonna pop a health potion. The Barrow Bot's gonna be able to just disrupt that, and Oni dropping dangerously low. Luminous picks up the kill, but before that, he will also take the fall. And Trinity will pick up a double kill there. Really good stuff there from Bo. And Maisaki down south here trying to fight against Cartel. Cartel is just staggering below. Oh, he's dropping very low there. Good use of skill. Invulnerability used by Maisaki a little bit too early there. Might just pick up the skill on Cartel. And Shank is actually going to be able to force a pullback here. He does have sufficient health potion, so he will definitely come back into this lane without the need of going back all the way home to base. And back to the mid lane here, check. Like I said, mid lane, the main reason why I don't like the mid lane lineup is that you have some good synergy here, but really it's all going to get bursted down by PKG. PKG's lineup here in mid lane is really strong, but so far no kills just yet. I want to see some kills. Top lane already, you see Asura completely overextending, jumping like that, forgetting the fact that Oni is having the Golden Gate there. So he's going to jump in this time around, going to use the Spinsicle to deal some damage and also pull back. And here comes the Shock Field. Shock Field is not going to deal any damage. So Milady really is just one of my favorite utility heroes here. He has got a lot of she has got a lot of different skills that can be put to good use. You just witness Golden Gate sufficiently walling off the enemy there, and also you see Darkstorm coming from time to time, dealing some slow damage. And last but not least, you also got Whirlwind, effectively putting them in the sky and dealing some damage as well. That's it. Mayasaki bottom lane checking her GPM a little bit. He is in about 340 plus GPM. Shang is all the way down to about 278, and that's not looking good at all for Shang. Zen here is effectively going to try and put up some harassment. That's what I like about Moxie. He can always play aggressively with his Garfield twin. He is equally fat, but not as immobile as Garfield. You can see him fly across the battlefield very quickly. And also the fact that you see Moxie dealing a lot of bursts with Ball Lightning, Z-Zap. And really, the big ultimate of Moxie is just so devastating. Big AoE as well. So that's why, you know, Moxie is just such a force to be reckoned with in this kind of team fight. So here comes the Darkstorm and the Whirlwind as well. Asura's gonna get some harassment there, but Oni is dropping way below comfort level for me. He's gonna have to pull back. And Mayasaki here, down south, still holding the lane against Cartel. Shank is effectively not in a good spot here. He is dropping in terms of farm, and he's needing a lot of those precious farm. And all that topic is all the way back to the mid lane. Shank actually just dropping there, and Vax effectively is not able to outrun Featherstorm. Featherstorm does have sufficient damage sapping mechanics in his skill there. And effectively, I do believe it is, let me just check in that for you guys. I do believe it's called Power Hungry, yeah. So Zen is going to deal some balling damage on Nagi Jr. And Ray effectively at the top lane. You know, Luminous hasn't really been doing anything here. A lot of harassment going down to Milady, but not enough other than the trait kill there, not enough for a real kill. So here goes the Whirlwind, good stuff. Trinity going in as well. Innerich gonna again deal some damage. Darkstorm gonna slow down both of PKG, and the big bull rush all the way coming back here. And it seems like Asura getting walled again a second time. He's gonna have to die there. There's nothing he can do to run away in this situation. Mayasaki on the flip side here is gonna be again by himself, and there's still no roams here to help out Cartel, and that's something that I find a little bit surprising. Cartel, of course, I mean the player. In case you guys are wondering, there's no Carter in this game, it's only Cartel. So that would be the Shang there. So mid lane not roaming, that's a little bit, you know, questionable for me. I get the fact that they want some experience, that's still okay. But Zen as Moxie, you know, with boots as well, you're gonna have to expect the fact that he has the ability to roam, and that's something I would like to see. So what up, baby, as the Featherstorm is getting some good items there. He's got some good agility as well as some good silver buckler just to make sure he can stay this lane a little bit longer and soak up some damage. Asura on the flip side getting as much regeneration item as possible, all reds on his inventory there. So pretty effective to say that he's going to want to stay in this lane as much as possible, deal up some harassment. Meanwhile, Nagi Jr. just pick up the kill there on Cartel. And speaking about rotation, okay, Cartel's all the way down there. Shang just died there. Some good stuff from Nagi Jr. Rotation. You know, Strife is such a game that you need to roam, you need to gang. Checking the mid lane really has got a shield up there, and also going to be able to just use those skills to farm a little bit. And top lane, some harassment as well. Still no action whatsoever. And Featherstorm now going to try and rotate back to the bottom lane a little bit. Shang finally calling up for help, I do believe. And checking here in the mid lane, check is going to be fine. Meanwhile, gang's going to happen here. Tower's going to get destroyed there. I do believe it's the bottom one. Alright, there we go. And Butter Baby's just going to swing by here. Pop that in, but Featherstorm also going to deal some damage to Nagi Jr. Mayasaki going to try and run away. Going to pop the pet skill there. And now going to try and run away. But Cartel's in the vicinity. And the shock field is not going to connect on Cartel. So Shank here might just land the Manacle. But Manacle is not going to connect. Mayasaki again with grappling hook will not jump in. And Bota Baby too risky. He does have a little bit more health than the Rook there. Rook's going to fall back. And that's going to be a day there for the skirmish at the bottom lane. So Check meanwhile does retreat all the way back home, and Moxie by himself is not able to take down this mid lane tier 1 because he's just not a kind of auto attack kind of a hero. He's more towards the bursty kind of a hero. Meanwhile, hold that top because top lane again, Asura jumping like that with the Avalanche right now, and only a little bit of trouble, but there goes the Bull Rush, not going to save the teammate, but we'll pull them all the way back, and here comes Vex, and Check checks in, and Asura now a little bit of trouble. Trinity probably going to pick up this kill. Vex gets the double. Deliverance going to be used as well by Rook, but it's not going to connect. A little bit of a good attempt there by Mayasaki, but will not hit. And Nagi Jr. meanwhile at the mid lane here by himself, Bota Baby, sorry, also going to be roaming a little bit. The thing is, Featherstorm roaming instead of Moxie, I don't like that. I thought Moxie's a little bit more towards the roam role, and you want Featherstorm to soak up as much farm as possible. And the best part about this game is that, you know, farms in lane, if you have 2 heroes, it's kind of shared, so it's good. So that's exactly why, you know, you want Moxie away, so that you can have all the gold in the lane going towards Babael. And that said, check Nagi Jr. again gonna check in here in mid lane. And Oni is gonna be in his vicinity. Meanwhile, it seems like Ace is gonna take some beating from Bo. Bo is gonna be okay at the top lane. But Nagi Jr. gonna take the ball. Here comes Milady. Good jump there by Oni. And Darkstorm gonna be as well, but check dropping a little bit there. Will be fine. And now Baby now effectively in a bit of trouble. Milady's ultimate is not going to be enough to pick him off. And no further support coming in from anywhere. Zan's going to get a bit of a whirlwind. Check's going to try and milk him down, but it's not going to happen. And Darkstorm again going to be his ball angle missing as well. Only taking a little bit of damage from that one there. And Bo at top by himself. Ace checks in here at the mid lane. He's going to pick a bit of a ward spot here, and that's pretty good. That increase of vision range is always something that both teams always should remember to get. It does go away after some time, so that's the bad news about that. But at least the fact is that if you have those sentries up, it is going to make sure that you can have some good vision. And generally it also means that, you know, you have better map sense, better good awareness, and probably some ganks. So speaking about ganks, Maisaki now going to try and rotate the mid lane here. And this is going to be a good zeroing in skill. And Baby and Featherstorm is just in a bit of trouble. Deliver is going to connect only on Zen behind. And Ray going to pop damage just to pick up the kill there. And it seems like Milady is kind of coming here from behind. And Moxie going to take the fall. Pretty good stuff there from both of these players, both Oni as well as Maisaki. So now we see a 4-man mid lane action, and Bo is just farming, leading the GPM for the entire game at about close to 500 GPM there. Trinity by himself at the top lane. Mid lane engagement is going to pull off both of those heroes at the top lane down to the mid lane. Asura and Lumina is going to rotate here. A little bit late because tier 1 did go down, and they will now be able to put up some form of good defense in the second here. Milady pops the sentry, and they're all going for Beldir right now. Going for Beldir right now is in fact very good. In fact, I thought they could go for Beldir a little bit earlier, but hold it out again. Luminous gets zeroed in by Trinity. Good skills that they both throw, as well as Oni's Darkstorm. So now Beldir goes down, and back to the point, really you want to see Beldir get, you know, challenge every single time he's up, because he just provides so much extra gold and EXP in the early stages here. But both teams deciding not to do that because they know it's a pretty competitive game, and you know, you don't want to screw things up. Maisaki can use grappling hook to run away. Ace in a bit of a trouble here behind enemy lines, but here goes the big ultimate from Moxie, and Zen in a little bit of trouble right now, but here comes Ace. And Ace there with the big avalanche, and also Ace in the hole, but not able to pick up Maisaki. Only's going to be in his vicinity here. And no kills, or rather 1 kill on Moxie there for Impunity, and also Vex does go down. So we have PKG.Storm doing pretty well themselves, and Ray at the top lane now going to try and put off some harassment on Trinity, who just destroyed the tower there as well. And we have Shank taking down the bottom lane tier 1. So here comes Ace jumping in the mid lane, effectively popping this little bit of icicles there. It's not really going to help him much, but Vex going to check in behind him, and it's going to be a little bit close. It's going to use the skill there. It's going to be able to provide some form of good slow, and going to use the skills there. But the Monocle from Cartel is going to be able to save him, and Maisaki a bit of trouble grappling hook is going to save him for a while. Cartel gets nuked down, I think so. Nagi Jr. is so close, but both Asura and Cartel so low, and there goes the avalanche. Is going to be able to snag up the kill on Ray. Vex is going to pull back there, and no kills there on check, but Asura and Cartel so low, and good place by PKG.Storm. Really, you got good skills from the Shank. You got a big monocle. I know he's been missing some monocles in the early game, but his ultimate finally did connect there, and it's good news at least for PKG.Storm that they have been able to pick up some kills so far. So checking in the score, we have a total of about 6, 7, 8 kills on Team Glory side, and a total of 12 on Team Valor. So 8 is to 12 in a 12-minute game. Almost 1 kill per minute for Impunity. That's what I like about this team so far. And here comes Bo. Trinity gonna come from behind, gonna be in a good position for Bull Rush, but not gonna use that just yet. And we're just gonna be waiting for that. And there goes the Bull Rush, and Baby goes down. Asura also gonna take the fall. Check dropping really low, but will not die. Maisaki providing good coverage here, and Cartel is gonna pull back a Shank. And Milady coming out of nowhere with those Darkstorm Whirlwind, but not going to be able to pick up the kill because his teammates are not in the vicinity. Impunity, man. Just speaking of one by one, big plays from Trinity. Bull Rush put to good use. He was just waiting for the opportunity there to do just that. And also Power Boots on Bo. I don't really like Power Boots on Bo, but we'll leave the analysis to after this engagement here. So Zen is going to suffer a little bit from the Darkstorm. Going to throw a little bit of Ball Lightning. The Grappling Hook is going to connect a little bit. Monica going to connect with Trinity. Trinity is as good as dead right here. He's going to turn into Rib Eye and die like that. Big skills for Milady also. We got the Golden Gate, but the Golden Gate is not going to be enough to save his team. Make there, unfortunately. And Asura is going to have to, will be able to pull back the top lane to help out Ray a little bit. And back to the point on the Power Boots on Bo. Now, Bo is one of those heroes I feel that needs a little bit more mobility. Because, you know, his positioning is very important. I like to see the Spring Boots. I like to see some of the other boots. In fact, even the Face Boots, you know, the Unimorphing one. Rather than the general Power Boots. Power Boots is good, don't get me wrong, but not on Bo, because Bo don't really deal a lot of damage in terms of needing the extra, you know, power boost coming in from those Power Boosts there. So that's something that I don't really like on Bo. I thought he, you know, this extra mobility would be good. But okay, so now we're gonna see Trinity again gonna try and come in from behind. Shank is gonna be able to wall him off here. He's hiding in the wheat, so Trinity will not have vision of that. Maisaki is also in his vicinity. Sura is within range of pulling off an initiation on Oni. He's still not seen though. That's the benefit of the wheat there. And Cartel, there we go. There goes the range. Ball Lightning not gonna connect. And there goes also the Ray's very own shock field. So far, it's just a huge congregation mid lane, and PKG.Storm is just gonna try and push down the tier 1 of the mid lane. And they are going position. Impunity gonna come from behind. Trinity gonna pop in the range for the extra movement speed, trying to catch someone for the Bull Rush, but not gonna get anyone. There goes the Bull Rush on the Sura. Sura a little bit of trouble there, and Moxie, big ultimate, but it's not enough to kill anything at all. Shank jumps in, big slow, but now a little bit of trouble. Check's gonna pick up this kill. Rook, in fact, gets it. Double kill for Rook. Maisaki in hot pursuit. Darkstorm's gonna be on Feather Storm, so that means he's gonna get slowed, and he goes down as well. Both throw from Trinity picks that one up there, and 5 members from Impunity now gonna push the mid lane. Ray completely abandoning the cause by himself, now gonna try and push the bottom lane there. Also gonna pop the TP. Meanwhile, tier 2 is gone, and again it seems like Impunity is gonna head for Beldir. It's like a pretty simple cyclical kind of strategy. Push, Beldir, back, engage, pick off, push, Beldir, and back again. So I'm hoping later it change into push, Beldir, push, tower goes down and go into Sindara and stuff like that, you know, rather than Beldir. So that would be some pretty good stuff. I want to see a little bit of this Krytos action in this game at least. Although it does seem like Impunity don't even need Krytos right now. But PKG.Storm, they are behind for sure. Let's just do a bit of a tally here in terms of the score. We have I think 9 kills on PKG.Storm on Team Glory. On Team Valor, Impunity does have a total of 18 kills. So 18 is to 9, double the kills of PKG.Storm. It's not more or less about the laning stage, it's more about the fact that they haven't been ganking as much and they've been caught out again. Mid lane, you can see Impunity again using the weeds really nicely, but you have some Burrow bots there. Check gets caught out here. Check a little bit of trouble. Golden Gate's gonna save for a while, but behind him is all PKG members, and that's not good news for Check. Check's out there. He's gonna die. There's nothing the rest of the team can do. We see some Golden Gate, Asura jumping on Ray as well, but not in range for the effect of the slow. And Asura leading the tank here. Asura so far has been playing pretty well, except for some really reckless movements there. But hold that thought about the analysis. Engagement happening again. Asura now dropping to below 50%, forced to pop off the health potion. And Bo, you're gonna have to keep your eye on Bo. Trinity plays such a good Bo. He is really always trying to come from behind. And it is like his signature in this game. He's just going to try and rotate. Now he's behind enemy lines and effectively looking for a big bull rush. Ray using the ultimate but missing. Trinity come from behind. Where is the bull rush? Not in position for that one just still yet, and he's going to push all 3 away from his teammates there. Effectively just going to be able to use the skills before he die. Zen is going to pick up the kill. Rook picks a double kill as well. And Maisaki now, it seems like Moxie's going to have to die there. Check picks that up. And Vex with the rest of his team now gonna try and push the mid lane. And that would be a generator push. Generators are very, very important. I cannot stress how expensive these things are and how hard it is to maintain them, but you know that they need to get defended. Right now they are not getting defended. Monocle is a good connect there on check. Would have been a lot better if it's on Oni. But Shank by himself, what can he do? Just gonna have to be careful. Asura jumps in, avalanche check, gets a bit of dispensable damage there. And gonna pop those laser shooting rockets again, but will pull back like that. So it seems like this is not going to be the end game push yet. They will not get a generator. The generator drops all the way down to just about 70% plus. And the entire team, Impunity, also going to pull back. So far, checking in on the items, we have Bo up with 1 shift, Crystalline Shift. And interesting enough, he does pick up the Everwinter Charm, which I thought is pretty good on Asura. But of course, it is definitely effective on Bo, because he is still a huge engagement here. He goes in, pops the Everwinter Charm, slows the hell out of your opponent, and go for the big Bull Rush. Good position, he's going to pick that kill. And speaking about Bull Rush, I think he just killed PKG.Storm there with that skill again. Yep, he does. It's on cooldown. So pretty good stuff there by Trinity. And they're all going to pull back again. We have PKG.Storm, all 5 of them, or rather all 4, trying to set up a perimeter around Sindara. We have some Burrow bots being used here. And Burrow bots really effective in terms of scouting and putting up some good area. In fact, I'm a little bit confused as to why Raiden put some Burrow bot in his vicinity. You know, it would have saved him a lot. And the rest of the team from the mid lane gangs, I think it would be a pretty good, you know, strategy for Ray Luminous to do that. But he didn't. And that is the main reason why Bo can, you know, just keep going behind them. And again, this would be the 3rd Baldir for the Impunity. And no Baldir taken yet for PKG.Storm. So they are going to be knocking on Baldir. Baldir is dropping really low. And Ace is just going to try and defend the top lane against Rook by himself. Baldir goes down within 5 seconds. Not surprising. It's 20 minutes in. Most of these heroes already have the add-ins up. And it seems like Ray is going to try and build towards a Hex Bane, I think. Hold it out, Rook, a bit of engagement there. And here comes Cartel with the Shank. Monocle not going to connect. Big wall off there by Odin behind. Good stuff. And that's going to cut off the support coming from PKG.Storm. So Impunity, all 5 of them just doing as much as possible. 20 minutes in already. And popping up the area here for Vision as well. The Sentry is just so important, like I said before. Always remember to hit for Sentry if you are just going to pass by. So checking on Milady's items. Milady does have some pretty interesting items, dude. He's going for Reaper's Scythe, which I think gives some you know, bonus power every single kill, and also movement speed every single time he picks up some kill, and that really is going to help Oni get a little bit more movement speed. As you can see, he's now at 408 movement speed already, which is one of the faster ones in this game. Shank, unfortunately, I have no idea what he just did there. Or what he's doing right there. Pretty crazy stuff he just popped. And Ray, okay, in general, everyone from PKG.Storm seems a little bit skinny. Shank does have the dampening cloak, but that's not going to be enough in the mid game. That's already transitioning to a huge snowball mid game for Impunity. They're just waiting for some key edit. And yes, I'm right, it's a Hex Bane coming up from Nagi Jr. So Ray with the Hex Bane effectively is going to mean that, you know, you got even more utility there for Impunity. A's going to try and negate the damage from Barrowbot using the Avalanche. Trinity so far is my MVP again. I mean, he is just playing such good game with big engagement sense and stuff like that. So we have Team PKG.Storm here, and Glory not doing so well in terms of kills and everything else. Checking in on the graphs. It does seem like they need to be careful because Trinity is Vex actually going to come in here. Checks in again, and Asura trying to pick up the kill. He gets it out with Ace in the hole, but it will not be able to do much for his team. Meanwhile, a bit of a split engagement. Ray goes down. Asura going to try and bait his thumb a little bit, and Moxie going to try and pick off a kill on Nagi Jr. Both are baby PKG.Storm not going to be able to do that, and it seems like Asura is going to be so low. Trinity picks up a double kill. Meanwhile, below here, and I do believe that was Moxie that died. PKG.Storm does seek revenge for his teammate, and Bo will go down. But Nagi Jr. is not down, he's still pretty much alive. Maesaki, no, phasing up, pretty good stuff. Good chase, he picks up the kill. So Rook there, flying in. Like Legolas. Legolas with a very good bow and arrow. pretty much it's all about, the distance for Rook. It's all about chasing in. And about the gold graph, here we go. Now we got time. Okay, maybe we don't have time. Because now Oni just jumps in. Oni gonna die like that. A little bit of a huge waste, I feel. But I do believe that I have to give Cartel the credit for that. The Monocle does connect. And Nagi Jr. now gonna try and pull back. Cartel is, he needs to be careful here. He is gonna get a little bit of extra boost there from his teammate. Or from himself using the rocket boots there, but will not be able to catch Nagi Jr. Miyazaki so close to death. Ooh, I just want to kill the crow there. But alright, so gold graph. Here we go. About 9k plus goal lead, almost above 12k for Impunity. And effectively, that is just a huge lead. Experience, about the same story. Slightly less than that of goal, but definitely you can see that Impunity is still way ahead in this game. And they have one generator severely damaged, so one good push, and if the generator goes down, Trinity now actually gonna kill Babael, and there goes the bull rush again. And he picks up the kill. So this bow is able to pick up much of anything, and Miyazaki goes into invulnerability. He used grappling hook to try and run away. Cartel now gonna get 0 in by the golden gate, and Oni is gonna be able to pick up the gun. Deliverance gonna connect also on Zen. Oni goes in, but Zen is able to check out there, and Hexbane gonna be used as well. Trinity coming from behind, no bull rush because he's trying to pick up already the Feather Storm. And big ultimates from Nagi, also a very good shock field from Ray. Ray in his game being played by Nagi Jr. on Impunity side. Utility is so important in Strife. So it's gonna pop the regeneration and it's gonna deal a lot of damage. Asura now also gonna come in, not damage, but kill. And there goes the big wall of the golden gate from Oni. Asura, not sure what he just did there. Jumping like that, sacrificing himself, just trying to buy some time. Bota Baby respawns here. And now Trinity, the generator's down to no defense for Bota Baby, and Check gets the double kill. They're all gonna pull back. Oh, and now without, with two of them a little bit longer in terms of respawn timer on PKG.Storm, I want Impunity to go for Sindara. It seems like they are just gonna go for that. And next push might just be the last Impunity needs if they have this Kratos from Sindara. It's not hard. You have, if PKG.Storm comes, it's only gonna be 3v5. And in this kind of situation where even in a 5v5 Impunity is already winning, I don't see how they will lose a 3v5. So Kratos spawning in the bottom lane, it seems. Million generator is already down, there's no need. They can also go for the complete finisher push in the million, but it's gonna take a little bit too long because both generators at the top and bottom are still up and alive, and the bottom tower tier 2 is still up as well. So PKG.Storm, they have to work against a Kratos, they have to work against 5 members from Impunity. Normally if the opponent has Kratos, you're gonna have to try and cut them off, or rather cut Kratos off before he deals some real damage to the towers. However, in this kind of instance, losing the 5v5 already, I don't think PKG can do that, assuming Impunity doesn't have any misplay in grouping up here. So Impunity needs to have this perfectly timed. Kratos just spawned here, so they are going for the bottom lane push indeed. Milady is in his vicinity with Jack, with Vex as well. Did the same thing. Trinity now is going to be able to run down sub a little bit. And Nagi Jr. with Miyazaki, both of them here. And really, Miyazaki's items, Miyazaki's items are okay. Vampiric Dagger, Wound Splitter, but no Thunder Caller. I mean, I cannot accept that. I really like Thunder Caller on Miyazaki, personal preference. So Babel's item recommendation for Rook will always have Thunder Caller because I feel that it is so good in team fights. It gives a little bit extra fleet of the damage. So Kratos jumps in, disables the tower. Monocle can connect and check, and again Trinity, big bull rush from behind, picks down 2, Asura goes down, Luminous goes down, and Zen goes down. It's a 5-man team wipe. Huge, disastrous position for PKG.Storm to be in. Hell, we have a lot of good synergy from Impunity right now. And that means that Team Valor is going to go for this second generator, and that's going to give every single one of those players there, I think, at least 2.5k gold to 3k gold. It's a lot of money, but money is the least of concern here for PKG.Storm because the core is challenged. Respawn closest 15 seconds, not gonna happen. Impunity takes this game. Well done. Wow, what a big game it is by Impunity. Jack, Trinity, Nagi Jr., Miyazaki, Oni, they played such a good game. Hexbane up, a lot of good utility items there on the Ray. And we also have Trinity, my personal MVP for this game. Big engagements, always in the right position. Bull rush, always good, except for the one that he pushed all three of his opponent away from his team. I think he was desperate to try and use the skill before he takes too much damage and dies like that. So generally, good stuff by both teams. Impunity, unfortunately, will still be able to win PKG.Storm, unfortunately for PKG.Storm, of course. And PKG.Storm, they have some huge improvements from June, but unfortunately, like I said, it's still not enough to knock Impunity off. And generally, more analysis, I can say that it's Asura's fault. Okay, that's one huge bold statement. Okay, Asura playing as Ace, really, I think he is just too gutsy. He needs to know when to engage, and clearly he's not really familiar with Milady skills. The Golden Gate, always, you need to make sure that you don't go into a tight corner when you're fighting in the same lane with Milady, because the Golden Gate always walls him off, and that same mistake costs him to death in this game. Asura also, on numerous attempts, did try and jump in the mid lane, although his performance kind of improved halfway through the game, and that's what I really like about this particular situation, that Asura is able to improve. But I feel that the early game mistakes was just too heavy and costly. Shank is just not able to perform against Rook. Rook is just one of the best solo laners in the bottom lane. So I think Shank, is just a melee guy. He doesn't really have anything. Yes, he's kind of tanky, I give you that, but Rook can always kite him. And in the early game, it's all about kiting. You don't really have all your skills at optimal level. You don't have all the good damage that you need. So that's where I think that Rook definitely won the bottom lane there. Probably want to try and put Featherstorm in the bottom lane, in fact, rather than the mid lane. I feel that Featherstorm would at least put up a bit of a fight against the Rook and Shank in the mid lane. I know Shank don't really have good, early game kind of engagement, but he does have a slow. So that is some good stuff, at least from Shank. And Moxie mid is kind of standard, so not much comments there. And Ray mid, top, not much of a difference in terms of utility wise, still good. But really, I think PKG.Storm as a team just generally got outplayed by Impunity. Every single time, they try and group up for a mid lane push, they always get backstabbed by Trinity. They need to have someone to guard him away, try and box him out. And effectively, you can do so with burrow bots from Ray. You can also try to use Shank, which was kind of effective for a short while. But Trinity took a very big roundabout. And the roundabout was, I think, all the way in this vicinity around Sindara. So there's nothing that a PKG.Storm could do with that. Probably need to go back to drawing board with a little bit more draft analysis for them. And in general, really good game. So once again, thank you for watching, guys. I am Babael, and I hope you guys enjoyed this cast. We'll be bringing you more Strife casts as I get more replays from these top teams. And if you have a game you want us to cast, do let us know on our Facebook page on Epic Gaming Television. See you guys again real soon for Strife.